The settlement was called Kestrel Reach. 90 people mined tin out of that mud. The Republic logged the night as a relief operation and filed their report before the rain stopped. He came down alone 4 hours ahead of the aid convoy. The convoy was real. The grain was real. It arrived at sunrise and it was photographed. The man on his knees is named in no record. Republic doctrine calls that class of person a hostile, and hostile is a word that does the work of a trial. Aeris did not slow down. He has not slowed in 9 years. The blade is Republic issue. They called it Rupture, and they forged it for him when he was 11. He has never chosen a weapon, a target, or a name he was willing to answer to. The white eye sees the present with perfect clarity. The red eye sees 2 to 4 seconds forward. The likely path of a blade before the arm has committed to it. In a duel, he cannot be surprised. He can only be sent. 6 hours later, the same outpost went out to 2 billion citizens, rendered clean and daylit and labeled. The footage was not falsified. The crates arrived. The water arrived. Everything shown was true, and the whole of it was a lie. This is the part outsiders never understand. The Republic ended famine in 5 years. It repaired the sky in 10. Their grandparents ate ash. They love him because their lives are genuinely better, and they are not stupid for it. Aethelgard, the noble fortress, 3 kilometers of black glass, standing on the drowned bones of old Tokyo. The old city was never demolished. It was flooded, reinforced, and built over, and the people still down there were issued permits. From the upper tiers, the view is perfect. That is the design. These 4 are celebrities. Their operations air as humanitarian interventions, and their faces sell backpacks to children. Nobody in this crowd is being held here. They are being told a story they already wanted by a man who has delivered on every promise he made in public. Under the water table, the Undercity. Conquered species live here under a designation: integrated citizens, housing, work permits, and a curfew for their own safety. Nobody starves. Everybody is counted twice a day. The mercy is real. It is also a leash, and both facts are load-bearing. Kaldar the Great has not aged in over a century. He speaks of the burden of peace. The conquered watch his hologram, and some of them smile back, because he did save them, and because the saving and the owning arrived in the same shipment. Two days out, in high orbit, the weapon is 4 people in a gray room. They were assembled, not gathered. A boy of 16, a Tetronian raised in the tunnel cities, a prisoner pulled off a death sentence, and the last living prince of a race the Republic finished. None of them chose the room. Duke had a rifle in his hands before he could walk. He talks without stopping, which the other 3 read as fear and none of them mention. He believes he is fighting for people who cannot fight. Almost nothing he has been told about his own missions is true. Warthog was raised digging. Tetronians learn early that rock either blocks the way or makes the way, and explosives became the only language he trusted. His loyalty is not to the Republic. It has never once been to the Republic. It reaches 3 people in that room and stops. She was Togakure. The remnant refused Kaldar, and she made 8 attempts on his officers, which is how the Republic came to mock her with a cat's name. They sentenced her to die slowly on a retrieval crew. Aeris took her off that list. The blade came later. Neither of them has ever mentioned it since. He remembers killing 17 soldiers. He was 6 years old and they had come for his family. He does not remember his mother's face, or the sound of his own language, or the name he carried before the Republic issued him a new one. Nothing was lost, it was removed. The kodashi on the blanket is the twin of the one she was sharpening. She carried the pair out of a burning archive and has never let another hand near them. She left it without a word. He did not ask who, because asking would make it a thing that happened between them. He did not touch it that night. The port at the base of his skull is a neural safety anchor. The official line is protection. The outer rim exposes soldiers to psychic warfare, and the implant lets command pull a man out if he is compromised. Soldiers wear it with pride. Every word of that is engineered, and none of it is the function. The function is obedience. Disobey and you die. Desert and you die. Raise a hand to a superior officer and you die. Aeris and the woman across the room are wired into the same circuit. If one of them stops, the other stops. Kaldar built it that way so the weapon would guard the asset with its own life and call the feeling loyalty. The static comes before missions. There is a voice under the carrier tone, laid in too low to argue with, and it has been in his head since he was 7. He has never reported it. There is nobody to report it to who is not already the source. He no longer calls it a fault. Varn trained him from childhood. 30 years of war, no augments, no sight beyond his own 2 eyes, and he is the closest thing to a father the Republic allowed. He holds that perfection is obedience to purpose. He has never once doubted an order, and that is not stupidity. It is the most expensive thing he owns. Halvaric Nine, 4 watchtowers, 1 longhouse, 70 people, filed as Insurgent Cell Class 2. 11 months of raids on relief convoys. The file does not say whether the food was taken or burned. One face turning in the projection has 1 white eye and 1 red eye, and the briefing does not stop. The order is precise. 3 days on the ground, no extraction until the hall is cleared, and Aeris takes the hall last, not first. Varn does not know why command wants that sequence. He was given a reason, and it satisfied him. In 20 years, he has never been given the real one. He follows it exactly. The boy asks one question. It changes nothing about the mission, and everyone hears it as a boy talking. It is the first honest question asked in that room in a year. He is handed an answer shaped like a door closing. He says, "No, sir," and the crack he just opened stays open. They have run this 11 times this year. There is a procedure for all of it. Harness, load, comms, seal. The procedure exists so that nobody has to be present for the thing at the end of it. Under the red light, not one of the 4 is thinking about the compound. That comes later, on the ground, or never. He checks every harness in the line and he reaches hers last, every time. He looks at the clasp. She does not look away. Nothing is said because the implant they share can hear anything said aloud, and because neither of them has a word for it that would survive being spoken. It is filed as discipline. "200 meters out, the lamps are lit. There are people in that longhouse awake right now, eating, arguing, putting children down for the night. They did not hear the ship because it has rained here for 211 hours without stopping." The word on the file is relief. Aeris stands in the mud with the blade down and does not move, and for a few more seconds, every one of them is still alive.